Well, hello everyone. To talk about right here, talk about typical greeting cards, right? But it sure seems that way that when we do talk about reunions, by the way, that when we're talking about, especially around the spring, that you would go ahead and write a letter. You're talking about reunions, right? And it's like it sure seems that way that reunions. And I can just start out with your cousins and friends. So yeah, so it's like so whenever you do start talking about stuff like that, especially if it's going to be a reunion and you're 102 that yeah, that with um with the reunion that yeah, trying to get that then your friends in there, but so yeah, you start writing about something and if it's going to be about a reunion, a lot of time, Mike, yeah, if it's going to be about a reunion, and you're warned, while I was dreaming to talk about for the reunion, but talk about for cousins, that yeah, someone So yeah, so whenever you do think about that whenever it comes to on a greeting card right here, and so whenever you do read a greeting card right here, and in much more details, why do you think, like everybody might say, that almost every greeting card that you have wrote though and written, and you're always want to know too, especially around Valentine's Day, right? You more likely would see something like that. Yeah, if it was for Valentine's Day or something like that. Everybody might say that if somebody was trying to say something, but then they were too afraid that that they don't want to say it, out loud in front of everybody else or something like that. So like, so it sure seems that way. Maybe the first, 5-10 minutes after you go to an event, right? After you go to the event, and you're thinking that okay, yeah, you go to this event, and then you started, yeah, you go to this event right here, that you go to this party, and then you listen to somebody talk, and so yeah, a lot of people would say that I actually feel more comfortable talking about something that comes to my mind. Maybe that yeah, instead of me going first, why don't you go first? And yeah, anybody who's hosting the meeting or anybody else who's willing to speak up about anything that they for what they want to talk about, just to make the other person in the group, feel a little bit more comfortable about it, and that is why it seems like that, yeah, like if you kind of call it, support groups and all, but still that when we do talk about explain in much more details right here, and you're thinking that don't you think in some way that when we do talk about that, and your word toward okay, yeah, explain in much more detail, and your word toward okay, yeah, that anything that you do by the way, that you would maybe see a label like that saying something like Yeah, explain in much more detail right here. And much more right there. And so that's why it seems that way to where that do you think like everybody might say that yeah, or the greeting card? I don't think that you would really want to put only. I only do this, or yeah, this yeah, limited time. That's what it's going to say. Limited time edition right here, and so even if you do, yeah, so even if you just bought something for sure, even if you just, like, yeah, if there was maybe a coloring kit or something like that, like everybody might say that you first start working on something for sure, that somebody might say that really, what exactly does this mean right here? The limited time edition or something like that. If you get an invitation to attend a party or something like that, and let's just say that if you were to see something like that, it says limited time edition right there, and yeah, explain it, in much more detail right there, and so really that like everybody might say that whenever you do look at something, really what makes it more exciting whenever we do talk about a reunion or anything else that you're going to be talking about, really what makes it more but more exciting whenever you do start talking about something. And people might say that yeah, I guess that's another reason why that maybe a subtitle, would really help out a lot. A subtitle. And maybe that's another reason why that a lot of designers would find that to be real convenient right there, is the subtitles right there. And so if you were to give this greeting card a subtitle right here, to where that subtitles pretty much means is to where that yeah, that you're happy, yeah, happily ever after or something like that, or your purpose of a fairy tale or something like that. But this right here actually talking about the happy photo or something like that. Yeah, the happy photograph. The happy, yeah, happy photograph means a lot to me. So let's just say that, yeah. So if you were to give a title for like a photo or something like that, and like people might say that you go ahead and give some sort of title right here. Talk about for a happy photograph right here. It means a lot to me, and but then you have right here with this writing right here, and yeah, everybody might say, oh yeah, the reunions right here. So whenever you do, yeah, I can go ahead and put a big R right there for the reunion right there. But everybody might say that every year whenever you do think about a reunion, that pretty much means is that that I'm like, yeah, I'm like somebody, a lot of classmates that you used to know, and maybe maybe other family members, if it's brothers and sisters and cousins, and maybe in-laws, that the people that you met at one time, somebody you used to work with, and even if it is I'm like, yeah, so it's like anybody that you used to know, and yeah, reunions, and so that's why it seems that way, to where that you go ahead and start talking, like start writing about that, and you're 102 that for anybody who's going to be reading this, and they're 102 that yeah, that dreaming about the reunions. I have right here talk about while dream about the reunions, and this is a way of where where you're able to reconnect with somebody that you used to know, and to better understand what they have been doing. And so it sure seems that way, that whenever you do write a full page paper right here, and like everybody might think that do you think that maybe anybody is going to want to take time to read the details right here of what all this is about, or if anything, you want to go and give it a title, right? You go ahead and give it a title, saying such as the happy photograph means, and so yeah, something real interesting about the topic, right? And that's why it seems like everybody might say that you go ahead and look at a photograph right here, and let's say that anything interesting, anything real interesting about that, for sure. But still, but I think that, one thing that I did want to talk about right here is talk about for email address right here, and there again, that everybody might say that that whenever you do look at this email, by the way, it's like, yeah, that whenever you first saw this right here, that you were actually thinking as toward, okay, yeah, that your email, it's an envelope right here that contains the email message right there, and you're aware too that yeah, that whenever it comes to email right there, right, and you're aware toward, okay, yeah, you open. It says for you the name right there and the text right there, but still, and you're warned toward it that every time you think about your mail, by the way, that why is it that most email messages right here that if you would take a minute or two to read this, please take a minute or two to read this right here, and so yeah, everybody might say that yeah, it would say something like that. Please take a minute or two to read. So if I were to actually show that right there in 102, that yeah, please take a minute or two to read this right here. There's a message and unread messages right here waiting for you to read right there. And so if you actually were to read that right there in your 102, that a number, based on my experience, by the way, that I do believe it's been longer than a minute or two, but like everybody might say that whenever you do read your messages, by the way, that it sure seems that way, that each time you do each time you read those messages, a lot of times it sure seems that way, that like everybody would say that that based on my experience is that yeah, that please take a minute or two to be able to read these messages, but you're always worrying too that yeah, the use of the news service or something like that or anything else, but I just really think in a lot of ways too that that whenever it comes to understanding about yeah, moments with an S right there, but whenever it comes to understanding about no, yeah, it's moments. Yeah, right there, moments. Oh, I'm just trying to make sure, just checking the spelling right there. Yeah, moments. The moments in time, and I'll even tell everybody that yeah, go ahead, and if you want to go ahead and copy and paste it right there. The moments in time. Yeah, special moments. You can say special moments if you want. Moments. Yeah, special moments. And I can go ahead and have that highlighted right there. And go ahead and just right here, give it like a white, tannish white type color right there. And so yeah, moments in time. Kind of like Warren O2 that yeah, you go to a party, and then whenever you come back from that party, and then people are gonna say that yeah, well, yeah, how often is that really going to be the case toward it that yeah, well, here's my number or here's my email address or something like that, but it sure seems that way, that when we do talk about Facebook right here, that you're aware toward it that really what is so boring about that, but still you go ahead and start writing something right here if it's about the reunions and all that, but still, that the things that make it a little bit more exciting about that. And everybody might say that, yeah, well, one way to to give it a certain title, but still, when we do talk about reading and writing, though, reading, writing, arithmetic, or something like that, but I just really think in a lot of ways, and anybody say that whenever you do read the email messages, by the way, that you're warned to where that that do you believe that you get quite a few email messages, by the way? And in case if anybody's want to know too, that whenever you read those messages, by the way, that those messages are going to say that this should only take a minute or two to read. Well, I believe it's been more than that, but really, in case if anybody's want to know too, that you're just trying to get a better understanding about what it's for sure. Like in case if anybody's want to know too, just to get a better understanding. But still, at the same time, that when we do talk about Facebook, though, it's like the things you do like, can we like right here, and so every time you do think about that, do you think that it's really all about the fact about is that that do you like and can we like, and so really that can I can we, and can you like, and then can you like, and then can we like. It's a form of connection, right? But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.